So welcome back, students. We will just continue with the third parasitic nematode, that is the Encyclostoma duodenale, or it is commonly called as a hookworm, and we have finished the mode of infection which comes under the pathogenicity of this worm. We have discussed all these points, and we will just continue with the pathogenic effect caused by the adult worm. This adult worm, we have discussed that they causes the anemia. Since these pathogenic worm gets clinged to the small intestine and they just absorbs or they feed on the digested food materials, and especially this type of infection it is seen in especially the young children, and they become anemic and the deficiency in iron. Then this causes of anemia is that there will be the much loss of blood. That is a chronic blood loss. That is another symptom of this infection of this hookworm. That is a duodenal sucks about 260 ml or microliters of blood per day, and but a greater amount of the blood is lost by the bleeding from the site of the bite, and it is actually facilitated by an anticoagulant substances which is secreted by the esophageal gland of this hookworm. So in order to prevent the clotting of the blood, this parasite will produce a substance, an anticoagulant substance from the esophagus, which prevents the clotting of the blood, and as a result a great amount of blood is lost when this hookworm bites the intestinal wall. And the nutritional defects, that's also another result of another cause for the anemic condition, that is a deficiency of the available iron and the hemopoietic substances in the diet. With the iron deficiency, a microlytic hyperchronic anemia can be happen, and with the deficiency of folic acid, vitamin B12, a microcytic type of anemia. So the various types of anemia is a resultant of this heavy infestation of this hookworm. And the clinical features of this anemic condition can be explained under the two headings, that is a gastrointestinal manifestation, that is the duodenal ulcer can occur, abdominal appetite, hypoacidity, achlorohydria, that is a condition, that is absence of hydrochloric acid in the intestinal fluid, that is achlorohydria. So these are the condition of the gastrointestinal manifestation which results in the presence of this hookworm. And the effects of this anemia, that is the skin assumes a yellow appearance or light yellow appearance, that is a person or a children who is heavily infested with this hookworm appears to be a light yellow in color, that is the skin gives a shallow appearance. Then the mucous membrane of the eye, lips and the tongue shows the extreme lack of color, that is a pallor, that is a lack of that is a pale color, it's a lack of color. And this actually why these worms causes anemia, it's actually they act like a pump like action. They just they sucks the blood and they secrete the anticoagulant, and that facilitates the bleeding. And the worms usually they change the sites when they suck the blood. And the next condition is that the allotriophagy or the geophagy, that is due to the iron deficiency, and cyclostomiasis in infant is also a complicated situation. This hookworm infection or the disease, that depends upon the three factors, that is the number of worms present in the body of the individual, then the species of the hookworm, that's also very important, and the nutritional condition of the infected person. If a infected person is a healthy person, then the after effects or the heavy infestation or the slight infestation may not cause a severe injury to the individual. But if the person is lacking from the nutritional requirements, then it can cause a severe conditions in them. So in general, in person which cause no symptoms, the 500 to 1000 results in severe symptoms, and more than 1000 may lead to the fatal consequences. So in few numbers, these hookworms may not cause a serious condition in individuals, but if there is a heavy load of these worms, then the infection caused by these worms are severe. Then there are the special type of Ancylostoma species which sucks more blood than the other type. So the type of the species of the hookworm is also very much important. And the transmission, how the hookworm is transmitted from one person to other person. The hookworm infection is contracted from contact with the soil contaminated by the hookworm, by walking the barefoot or accidentally swallowing the contaminated soil. So along with the vegetables that we are eating, if they are not properly washed, these the eggs of this hookworm can enter into the body of a healthy person, and it can cause severe conditions. Then the children are more at the risk because they play in the soil with the barefoot, and these hookworms cannot be spread from a person to person. And what are the measures by which we are able to diagnose this hookworm? That is examination of the stool in the fecus. Stool in the fecus that results in the presence of this hookworm. Then detection of the larvae in the sputum. Auckland blood test positive. There are the certain blood test which tests the positive for the diagnosis of this hookworm. Then blood examination shows a high level of eosinophilia, and that also is an indication for the presence of this type of nematode parasites. And for the treatment, albendazole about 400 mg once can be given. Then ferrous sulfate 400 mg thrice daily can be given. The folic acid and the vitamin B12 can also be given. And this for the deworming day, we all the schools are supplied with this albendazole, and that there is an handy element, the drug, which when taken after the meal is an effective control measure for this infestation of various type of nematode worms. And these are the diagnosis of this type of hookworm. There is a micro examination of the fecal matter, shows the presence of this type of eggs, hookworm eggs, and these are the eggs with the advanced cleavage. Here the multiple cells you can see, and here there is a embryonated hookworm inside the egg chamber. So these are the different stages of the life cycle, and these are the small rhabditiform larval form which may be present. Then it is a filarial worms, that is the next stage, and iron deficiency or the anemia, the blood smear appears to be like this. And this is a section of a hookworm presence in the small intestine. You can see here the presence of the hookworm in the small intestine. It's heavy loaded with hookworm. Then as a result of the prevention or the prophylaxis, what we can do, that is we can prevent the soil pollution by the proper control of the sewage disposal, and the personal protection by wearing a boot and the gloves. This can also prevent the entry of this hookworm into the body of a healthy person. So we can reduce the contamination. And personal protection, that is education, improved sanitation and controlled disposal of the human fecals are very important, and wearing the shoes in the endemic areas can reduce the prevalence of the infection as well. So the wearing of the boots and the gloves can also reduce the infection of this hookworm. So that's all in this video lecture. Thank you.